It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. At least I was until today. I don't know what Michelle got in store. I don't know who the guest is, but we all want to find out this together. So how you doing, Dr. Cooley? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And audience, we love having you join us and being part of this conversation today. And the surprise guest today, is me and James, me and Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We are the guests today. And, we're going to be talking about different opinions, understanding, and maybe just possibly respecting other people's point of view. There's so much division in this world today. And that's, we all created differently. We all have different opinions, and that's okay. That's okay. But one thing we don't want to do is cause anybody any harm or just spread lies or falsehoods. So, we're just talking about a topic that's been going on since the beginning of time, differences of opinion and understanding and respecting other people's opinions. Isn't that right, James?
That's right. And, I just want to say one thing. I'm a host on the radio, Sailor Media, in San Diego and also in Dallas. Show is in both of those places. I was in the same lineup as Charlie Kirk, and I just want to say, wow, that was horrific. What happened to that young man? That young man is a good man. And
yeah, it was.
It was horrible because he was speaking to a group, and somebody might have had a different opinion than what he had, and decide to say, if you don't think like me, I'm gonna get you. And that was so bad. We're in the world today where it's happening for its hate, division. Our country is divided, completely divided. And our leaders need to bring that back together so that our next generation, I'm talking about us and the next generation behind us and the next generations, do not promote or feel hate. But today that's not the case. Hopefully it will be. I'm not going to say anything about this administration, but I don't see it happening in this administration. But I'm just hoping that it could.
Yes, and we want to just express our condolences to Charlie Kirk's family, his wife, his children, his parents. We want to say we are so sorry, and your family is in our prayers.
That's right.
And definitely in our prayers. And that's what we want to say. And we want to start the show today. And whatever platform that you're watching It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley, whatever platform you're on, please join the conversation where you ask us questions, provide your comments about today's topic, which I will go over, and some talking points as well.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes. So the title of today's show is Understanding and Respecting Others' Opinions. Wow. So we're going to talk about how to disagree respectfully, not causing harm in communication and behavior, balancing authenticity and kindness in expressing opinions, and triggering topics, how to approach them with care. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what does it mean to respect someone's opinion, even if you disagree? So I think most people were raised that, hear a person out. You may not agree with what someone's opinion is. It may be so different than yours. It may just seem foreign to you. It may just seem ridiculous to you. Let's just put it that way. But we were all built with uniqueness. We have our own intelligence. We have our own thought patterns. It's all depending how you were raised. I think it's important to respect other people's opinions, even if you disagree. Listen to them, hear them out, even if it sounds so, in your mind, so far-fetched, so, I'm just gonna put it, ridiculous. Listen and let them talk, and then you can respond. One of the great things about my husband that I have learned is to just be a better listener, especially when it comes to, a difference of opinion. But you may not respect it in the sense that, oh, I agree with it, but you have to respect the fact that they have their opinion. And yelling and shouting, oh, you're wrong, it's crazy. It's not going to accomplish anything. It's just going to, fuel the anger. I believe listening, get great listening skills, and listen with the intent to hear, not with the intent to, I can't wait till they're done so I can bring my point across. Listen to learn and listen to hear, to see what this person is coming from, even if you disagree. And then you can talk, have a conversation, and you can still disagree. But at least you had a respectful conversation without the yelling, without the threats, without calling each other names. But it seems people don't want to do that these days, whether if you're on the left, whether you're on the right, just listen. Just listen. Those are just my thoughts on respecting someone's opinion, even when you disagree. What are your thoughts, James?
Well, you always got to respect somebody else's opinion. And God gave us 2 ears for a reason. And he gave us one mouth to speak. But we have to understand that in order for us to really get a sense of what another person is saying or thinking, we must listen. Just like Michelle just said, can't be cutting people off. I mean, listen, even if you disagree, just cut them off. I was watching this documentary the other day, and it's 5 signs. It's called 5 Signs of an Unintelligent Person. And the first one was that they're closed-minded to everything. Closed-minded. Closed-minded, don't want to hear what you got to say or anything like that. They just closed-minded. Second was they are going to speak and just speak and speak, even though it's not true. They're just going to talk to try to make you grasp and get your attention to believe what they are saying. And even though you, as me looking at them in about 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you know that ain't right. But they just want to talk and talk and talk, trying to make you believe that they are intelligent or whatever that is. Third is they are not going to listen to anything. They're going to cut you off every chance they get to get their opinion in there. They cut you off to get their opinion in there because to them, they are the only thing that matters. Fourth, arrogance about the things that they do. There's a lot of people out there like that. It's arrogant about what they do because they are the only one that's right. Fifth, they're afraid that you're gonna see them for who they are, and not for who they are, not the person that they're trying to present to be. So it's those 5 things encompass what Michelle is talking about is, listening so you can understand others and also be honest with yourself. And again, I'm going to close this out with, just like I said, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. The best thing that we can do is look, listen, and learn. We got to take a station break. Well, we got a lot more coming your way today. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
Welcome to Veridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Veridian Christian University, Educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at VeridianChristianUniversity.com. VeridianChristianUniversity.com.
Welcome back to James Cooley Show. It's your life. And as Michelle said today, we are discussing a lot of different things, especially as it relates to respect, as it relates to being honest, as it relates to loving, not hating others. All of those things. We're in a world, I believe, where a lot of that happening. Now, I just came back from Ghana, and I did not sense any of that happening. I did not sense it. I mean, it was all about unity. It was all about love. It was all about compassion. I did not sense any ill feelings, and once they accept you, I'm talking about Africa, accept you as family, you are family. It's love. It's love, not hate. So that's how I believe that we need to learn to do those things that other countries are doing without being jealous or fearful of somebody doing better than you. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I definitely think that's important, especially understanding and respecting other people's opinions. But when it comes to this conversation, there is a difference between an opinion and misinformation. Opinion is, I believe, an expression and communicating your thoughts on whatever topic you're discussing with someone based on research that you have done. I'm not saying you have to be a subject matter expert, but compare opinion to misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation out there, whether it's social media or internet, et cetera, et cetera. You have to do the review yourself. If someone's going to talk to you about something, even somebody you respect and held in high esteem, it's so important to do your own research. Is this true? Even if it sounds true, look it up. You got a brain. God gave us a brain to look things up, to find out information on yourself. I'll give you a perfect example. We've heard scenarios where I heard this, my friend told me this, my coworker told me this. Well, did you find the information yourself? No. Oh, word on the street says so-and-so. I heard he's this, I heard he's that. Did you know anything? I mean, did you do any research? No, my friend told me, my girlfriend told me, my boyfriend told me. That's being misinformed. If you're going to have a conversation about any specific topic, come into the conversation with research on your own. Because what's going to happen is if you're having a discussion and someone's approaching you, say, okay, where'd you hear this? Oh, my friend told me. You're going to look really foolish. You are. Plus, it's an educational aspect to it. Educate yourself on things that are going on in the world. For example, I'll give you an example, just what recently happened, like Charlie Kirk. I heard of him. James has heard of him, right? There's so much more to him that people may not know. Instead of just going by what the internet is saying, what social media posting is saying, go do your own research and see what was going on with him. What did he believe in? What he didn't believe in? And that's fine to agree or disagree. The point here is, before you have an intelligent conversation with anybody, please refrain from saying, I heard this, I read this, my friend told me this, word on the street is this. What did you do to find out and to educate yourself on this specific topic? Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to be called out during that conversation, and people may look at you like, wow, you really have not brought anything to the table to discuss because you're going by what everyone else is saying. I'm just going to put it plainly like that. What are your thoughts, James?
You know, I know of folks, lots of folks like that. They are lazy. They're not going to go and research anything. They are going to go by what other people say, and then they're going to spread that, and they're going to continue to spread it. I call that laziness. And you're going to hurt folks when you spread things that's not true about them. So just like Michelle said, you got to do the research. You have to have an understanding of some of this yourself, and you cannot always pretend like you or this or you're this person. They see me as this, so I got to continue to act like this because that's how they see me. So you're lying. We call that imposter syndrome, lying syndrome. You know, so I think it's so important that if you're going to talk about something, try to talk about things that are true, not what you heard on the street or not what this person told you. It's true because he said it. And so, because he said it, it's true. We're in a situation like that in politics today. We don't need to talk about that anymore because that's what he said. And that means he's not involved in this. Because he said he wasn't. We need to let that go. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes, in order to love and respect, you have to have, if you know that you over there doing those things, you have to have a renewing of the mind. You have to refocus on being a different person. I'm not saying to change who you are, but change the mindset. Mindset has to change. Mindset need to change on a regular basis sometimes because the world is evolving. And if we stuck in a certain situation or circumstances where we don't want to renew the changes that are coming or that's going to be coming, we're lost. And respecting others, caring for others, loving others. That's what it's all about. What are your thoughts, Michelle?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's all about respect and loving others despite your different points of view. But there's situations where you are going to have conversations. You are going to have conversations with people who have different points of view. And some of the conversations may just sound so ridiculous. Not conversations, but the points of view, like I said before, may sound so ridiculous. And so it could be racist or biased. You know what you do? You heard that person, you spoke your truth, and you leave it alone. I'm a firm believer in not entertaining the thoughts of fools. I am a firm believer in that. It's like, okay, I heard your stance on this. You heard my stance, but it makes no sense to have another conversation with you regarding this because, I mean, you see where I'm going with this, James, right?
Yeah, and you said something. I did not want to give away the title that I talked about, the 5 signs, but it was called 5 Signs of a Foolish Person. You know,
Let me just make my point.
It's the 5 signs of a foolish person. If you look it up on the internet, look it up on anything. But that's what it is. You ain't got time to be entertaining.
It even says in the Bible, do not quarrel with a fool. I mean, it does say that in the Bible. I don't know what chapter it is, but it does say that. Basically, you have that conversation, and some conversations, you can have a conversation with a person and it comes off as, and you hear their point of view respectfully, and you're like, okay, you finish up, but you know in your mind, I'm not going to talk about this topic with this person again because it makes no sense. It makes no sense because you're not trying to change their mind, but what they're spewing is hatred. When you have a conversation with a person and they come back with hatred, you leave respectfully and don't have that conversation with them. Do not entertain the thoughts or the words of a fool. You have that conversation once and you move on, because what's the point? You're going to get upset and you don't want to hear that nastiness. And it's all about the tone. I am a firm believer in distancing myself and not entertaining myself in the company of fools. What are your thoughts?
You're right. I think I told you this a while back. I'm at the gym. I was at the jacuzzi. Folks come up and talk to me, or whatever that is on the regular. This new guy was in there in the jacuzzi, sitting down, and a lot of folks came up and talked to me. You know, a lot. He said, wow, all these people come up and talk to you. And he said, you, if you go back to school and get a degree, you can be something. My partner looked at him and said, do you know who you're talking to? This is Dr. James J.C. Cooley. He looked at me. Well, I apologize, but you're not like the rest of them. What you mean, the rest of them? That's prejudice. The guy did not know that was racist. You're not like the rest of them. And I had to correct him. I had to say, hey, what you mean by the rest of them? It was, but, black people. I said, sir, I don't ever want to talk to you again. Ever. So you're right, Michelle. You are going to have conversations with foolish people that they judge just by looking at you. They look about the color of your skin or a lot of other things. But they judge you. So we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We got a lot more of this that we're going to talk about, and hopefully I can get my friend Stacy on StreamYard, and she can join in the discussion as well. I tell you what, whichever platform you're watching this on, all you have to do is go to the comment section. Any question that you might have, I promise you will get your answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
JC, Cooley. It's the Cooley Show. It's your life.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible, integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Noah Dingley.
The Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Michelle, did you see that new move?
What new move? Okay.
I tell you, this is a great conversation that we're having today. And hopefully our viewers and our listeners are getting a lot from this, because we have to learn to respect others, learn to love others. And just like I mentioned, we have to learn sometime to refocus our mind, have a different mindset. Because there is bias sometimes, because people, it's not that they're trying to do it, they just don't know how to address certain things or do certain things, because they've been trained in their way to, I'm talking about all people, black, white, pink, gold, purple, that their way is the only way and the right way, and I'm not going to change. So let's talk about change a little bit. Change. Many don't want to change. That's why their focus, their mindset, where they live, their jobs, none of these things, because that's what people are used to. Some people are used to. But as technology, as people, as things come in different, sometimes we are forced to refocus and change. We are forced to refocus on our prejudice, whatever you might want to call it, the way we treat people, the way we do that. And I tell you what, it's evolving from generation to generation. This is one topic that I talk about when I'm speaking to whatever audience I have. You have to focus on change. There's a formula for change. The formula is change is already going to happen. It's inevitable. The first formula for change is current behavior plus vision. What I mean by plus vision, being able to see that things are changing, your neighborhoods are changing, the job market is changing, people are changing. Current behavior plus vision equals change. There's a second formula for change. It's what many don't want to do because this is the way that we always have done this. And that formula is current behavior plus intolerable pain. Because if everybody else is changing and you're not, I mean, like your TV don't work because you had the rabbit ears and you didn't get cable, you didn't get none of that stuff. It's, current behavior plus intolerable pain lead to change. You're going to change regardless. So you can change with the brain or you can change with pain. But it's going to happen. What are your thoughts on that, Michelle?
Oh, I agree. Part of change is listening and hearing people out and respecting their opinion. It was interesting. Opinions, criticism. So there's a difference. There's a thing called constructive criticism versus destructive criticism. Constructive criticism offers specific, actionable, and well-intentioned advice to help someone improve and grow, whereas destructive criticism is negative, demeaning, and often general, intended to harm, demean, or hurt self-esteem without providing solutions. Constructive feedback aims to build up, while destructive feedback tears down. And the reason I mention that is because when we're having conversations with each other, a difference of opinion, it's all about finding solutions to build up, let's say, this country, to build up and unify, where we live, unify people. And it's name calling. That's not understanding, respecting other people's opinions. Saying, "Oh, you're stupid," or you're ignorant and everything like that. That is not constructive criticism. That's demeaning a person because of what they feel and what they think. It is so important to have a dialogue of change and how to resolve an issue, how to resolve a problem. What do you think the solution is? Instead of all this name call, there's been too much name calling just going on recently. It's been too much name calling. What are we going to do to help? What are we going to do to improve? That's the type of dialogue. That's the type of conversations people should have, even if they have difference of opinion. I think A, you think B. How can we find a middle ground to get the optimal result? Positive, that will help everybody. It can't be all your way or my way. Now, there are people who are centered on hate and destruction, and that's all they want to do. You cannot have an open dialogue. You cannot have a good dialogue with them. you have to have a dialogue with someone who's open to hear your thoughts. There have been a lot of conversations I have had, and I'm sure you too, James. There have been a lot of conversations, right? Correct? That, wow, when someone gives their opinion or thought on something, it's like, wow, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. And we've had that in a hot topic show a lot of times. You know, we come in, you give your opinion, and then one of our panel members says something. It's like, wow, I didn't think of that. That sounds like it could work, because we're having an open dialogue. We're not yelling or talking over each other. We're not calling each other names. It's all about respect and understanding each other's opinion. But there are a lot of times where, and I'm sure, and it's just correct me if I'm wrong, people have said stuff to you that you didn't think about. You're like, wow, that sounds like a good plan. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time when you're open-minded. When you're not stuck in your own ways, and people, you run across somebody who's going to say something, and they're like, wow, I didn't think about that one. This will work. This will help. Actually, it's happened to me the other day. When
Tell me about it.
When I was in Africa, I mean, there's certain things I did not know how to do, and I'm doing them wrong. And this king, one of the kings said, Nana, have you thought about this, doing it that way? Now, wow. I mean, he just taught me something and then I did it that way, and it worked. But that's why I always say you have to be open-minded. You have to be ready for change. It's so important that we're like that. What are your thoughts? We got 2 minutes before the breaks.
Oh, most definitely. You have to be open-minded and ready to change. You know, it's hard to change. I'll be honest. It is hard to change because you grew up a certain way, your mindset's a certain way, and you get defensive when someone's challenging your point of view. I get that. That's normal human behavior. But, you know, we're here to grow. The only way you can grow is by listening and being around people who are not the same as you, who may be different, who may have a different point of view. That's the only way you can grow. If you don't want to grow, then it's always going to be your way.
So
but you're not going to grow.
Not going to grow if you don't do that. Sometimes, you know, you have to give in to a person idea that you know is better than yours. You know, so tell you, we're going to take a station break. We're going to come back. We still got another segment. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform, whether it's E36 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and over 80 other platforms, many of them live. Let's go to the platform you're on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get your answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. First of all, I'll tell you that Michelle will be joining me in Ghana. And she'll be joining me in Ghana. She'll be joining me at my kingdom, and she will be sworn in as my queen. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more information that's going to come out about that over the next few months. But if you didn't know anything about Michelle, she's kind of shy. She's beautiful. She's caring. And she loves everybody. That's why we're having this topic today, because it's disturbing with some of the things that are happening, especially what happened a couple of days ago. I knew Charlie Kirk. I mean, he's in my lineup, been in my lineup for years, Sailor Media. But Michelle, I want to get back to the topics.
Yes, the title of the show, Understanding and Respecting Others' Opinion. There's this one thought I was having. When does how can I put this? When does somebody's opinion cross the line? And what I mean by that is there are topics you may want to stay away from. So let's say you're having a conversation with just an acquaintance. They could be at the gym or whatever, and they give an unsolicited opinion or constructive opinion about something that's personal to you that you did not ask for. That was what I mean by crossing the line. It could be anything, audience, from your parenting skills, your child raising skills, your marriage or relationships. So you can still have a conversation in general, and it really depends on relationship with the person. But also you need to know, I believe a person needs to know what conversations are taboo. That, okay, this is an acquaintance. I do not need to have a conversation with this person about whether it's their parenting skills or marriage. So, James, what are your thoughts about taboo subjects, about people crossing the line giving opinions, and I mean unsolicited opinions that you did not ask for. And that's what I mean by crossing the line.
Well, you have people that know you or think they know you, and they see things and they think in their way, like, hey, no, you can't do it like that. You, man, you don't need to let your wife tell you to do nothing like that. Stay away from these people right here because they ain't right for you. What I'm trying to say is this: you didn't ask for those their opinion or anything. Most of the time, they really don't know you. They look at you, you have a conversation with them, and they think they know everything about you and your life. You and your life. And they feel that they have to inject what they feel to you so you can feel the same way they do. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, everything, Michelle, that me and you do, we look to the Lord for his advice. I don't look for man for his advice. Now, I listen to some that I'm close with, and I know how they are, and they know how I am. But taboo, jumping, accepting other people's opinion when they have nothing to do with you and they really don't know how your life is crazy. To me, it's crazy.
Oh, that's definitely crazy. And, I think I believe that we have freedom of speech in this country. We have freedom of speech. But when your speech is divisive and it's hate-filled and it's racism and it's pigeonholing certain groups of minorities, that's where it doesn't build up. That is not constructive opinion. That is a destructive opinion. And when you group, because you have this one man, let's say a Martian I'm going to throw in something, a Martian committed a crime. And then you say, oh, all the Martians are a certain way. I know I'm going crazy, but all the Martians are a certain way. I didn't want to.
You said that on TV.
I didn't say it on TV. And, hey, they might be more life or Mars. I don't know. But no, what I'm saying is that, when you have conversations and you do speeches about a group of people, a minority group, and you generalize behavior based on one or a few, that is destructive behavior. Yes, we do have freedom of speech, but speech should be used to lift up, not tear down. If someone does something, regardless of a group or minority group they go to, just focus on that person who did it. Do not generalize the whole minority population within that person's group, because that's when it becomes destructive. And one of the things I want to say, and I know we got a minute or two left, is that violence is never the answer. Again, James and I were horrified and mostly disgusted about what happened. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you disagree with someone. You don't do something like that. That is horrible. Taking somebody's life like that just because you don't like what they're saying. If you don't like what they're saying, then don't listen to them, or turn the TV off, or don't read about more of what they're saying. Even they have a right to their freedom of speech like we do, but nobody has the right to take somebody's life because you don't like what they're saying or what they stand for.
I 100% agree with you. And just like what you said, Charlie Kirk, we are praying for him, his family. And I think you all need to do that. because we need to love, not hate. I mean, I know that I believe under current administration that it might be fearing the hate portion more than the love portion. But we have to be people. We have to be smart enough to understand that we are all in this together, regardless of what others might think. You know, I tell you what, Michelle, I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting this topic together. I think it was needed. I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners out there tuning in to our show. We are going to be we on every Monday through Friday live at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our show is aired in over 181 countries and also on the radio KCBQ, the answer out of San Diego, and K-Sky, the answer out of Dallas. Always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll see you Monday with another live show. It's your life. We'll see you then.
Dr. James.